Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're here again to unpack complex topics and, well, hopefully make you instantly well-informed.
That's the goal.
And today, we're diving into something, a bit of a paradox, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's baffling boardrooms, security teams.
Globally.
Despite cybersecurity budgets set to, surge by 15% in 2025?
Yeah.
That's like $212 billion.
Huge number.
Huge. Yet, breaches are still going up. It feels like pouring more money into stronger locks, but the door is still somehow swinging open.
It's a really counterintuitive challenge, isn't it? Especially for mid-size enterprises.
Right.
So our deep dive today is focused squarely on the 2025 mid-size enterprise cybersecurity trends. We want to sort of pull back the curtain on the unique pressures these organizations face.
And look at that shift, right, towards strategic consolidation, not just piling up more tools.
Exactly. More strategy, less accumulation.
So our mission today is to basically distill the core insights from, a whole stack of sources. We've got Gartner's 2025 Midsize Enterprise Cybersecurity Trends Report, analyses from places like BizTech Magazine, Netscope, Keep It, Opus, Shadow HQ, and, just general discussions happening in the cybersecurity community.
Yeah, pulling it all together.
The idea is to help you cut through the noise, really understand the key trends, maybe uncover some hidden costs of all this complexity.
You'll get some actionable strategy.
Yeah, actionable strategies to build a more resilient security posture, especially if you're, navigating that mid-sized enterprise world.
And speaking of navigating complex waters, we should definitely give a quick shout out to our sponsors.
Absolutely.
A big thank you to www.cisomarketplace.com and www.cisomarketplace.services. They're fantastic resources for IT and security leaders looking for effective solutions.
Really connecting you with the expertise you need in this constantly changing space.
Precisely.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Mid-sized enterprises, MSEs. What are we actually talking about here?
So Gartner paints a pretty clear picture. Typically, IT budgets under $20 million.
Okay.
IT staff often fewer than 30 people.
Wow, that's not a lot.
No. And IT security spending, it averages just 5% of that total IT budget.
5%. That sounds, lean, doesn't it?
Yeah.
For today's threat landscape.
It definitely is. And there's a critical finding from Gartner that really underscores the vulnerability here.
What's that?
62%. 62% of these MSEs operate without a dedicated CISO.
No CISO. Or even a virtual one.
Not even a VSISO, yeah. And for anyone listening, the CISO, the Chief Information Security Officer, that's your top security executive.
So the CS gap, it leaves a huge leadership void, right?
Yeah.
Less strategy, more just reacting.
That's exactly it. Less oversight, often a much more reactive approach when things go wrong.
Okay, so that's a massive internal gap.
Yeah.
But then you've got external pressures piling on too.
Oh, absolutely. Escalating like crazy. Think about geopolitical uncertainty that's putting a huge spotlight on cybersecurity.
How?
Well, you've got concerns around data sovereignty, where your data lives and who controls it. Then there's inflation hitting hardware costs, tariff escalations. It just creates a really unpredictable and, frankly, expensive environment for security.
Right. And it's not just global politics, is it? There's the regulatory stuff, too.
Oh, the regulatory burden is immense. And it often hits these smaller teams harder,
Yeah, fewer resources to deal with it.
Exactly. Gartner found 67% of MSE CIOs are facing multiple regulations, all with significant data and security implications. That's a lot to juggle with maybe, 30 IT staff?
That's another layer of complexity on an already stretched team. But you mentioned a positive trend, something bubbling up internally.
Yeah, interestingly, there is. MSE CIOs are increasingly seeing cybersecurity not just as a cost, but as a business enabler.
Okay.
Almost 80%, 79% of them consider providing cybersecurity advice to business areas as highly important.
So it's moving beyond just patching servers. It's about strategy.
It's about strategic guidance that directly helps the business operate better, safer.
And I guess that ties into funding then. Are they putting money behind that idea?
They are. Hand in hand with that shift in thinking, 88% of MSEs plan to increase their cybersecurity funding from 2024.
That's a big number.
It is. And it's not just because they feel like it. It's a strategic response. They're reacting to things like generative AI risks, the ongoing global skills shortage.
Right. The skills gap is huge.
Huge. So many are looking outside,
Right.
seeking external security consulting or managed security services to fill those gaps.
Okay, so investment is going up, which sounds good, but you still hear about the stress on the front lines.
Yeah, that's the tough reality. Despite the planned increases, over half 51% of cybersecurity professionals feel their budgets are still underfunded.
Still not enough.
And that contributes to huge amounts of stress. And this constant pressure, this tightrope walk, it often leads to this almost ironic problem we hear so much about: tool sprawl.
Ah, the infamous tool sprawl. Too many tools.
It's such an interesting phenomenon, isn't it? You'd think more tools equals more security.
Seems logical.
But it's often a case of too much of a good thing. The average organization is trying to manage, get this, 76 security tools.
76? Seriously?
Yeah, some large enterprises, over 130. And the average security stack, it's not just a couple of layers, it's got 47 layers.
47 layers. How do you even see what's going on?
Exactly. Imagine trying to get a holistic view when your security data is scattered across dozens of different dashboards. It's chaotic.
A tangled mess.
Ugh.
Okay, but beyond just looking messy, what are the real, operational downsides? What's the actual impact of this tool bloat?
The consequences are significant, and they tie right back to that paradox you mentioned. More spending, but still more breaches.
Okay.
First, you've got severe operational inefficiency. Security teams just struggle to monitor and correlate data from all these different, often overlapping tools.
So things get missed. Response times lag.
Precisely. They're drowning in data and alerts, so real threats get lost in the noise.
And I bet that costs a fortune, even beyond the initial purchase price.
Oh, absolutely. Hidden costs pile up. Licensing, maintenance, needing specialized people for each tool, and especially underutilized tools.
Tools they bought but aren't really using.
Exactly. One report suggested organizations might only use 10 to 20% of the tech they own.
10 to 20%. That's staggering. Just wasted investment.
Massive waste. Money straight down the drain. And then, like you hinted, you've got skill gaps.
Right, because who can be an expert on 76 different tools?
Nobody. Teams are stretched thin just trying to keep the lights on, let alone master everything.
Which must lead to visibility problems,
Yeah.
blind spots.
Critical visibility and control issues, yeah. Too many tools actually create blind spots. It makes enforcing consistent policies incredibly hard. And ironically, it increases your attack surface.
Wow, so more tools could mean more vulnerability.
It's that paradox again. You accumulate tools thinking you're safer, but without a unified view, you might just be creating more ways in because no one has the full picture.
And then there's the human side of that overload. Alert fatigue.
Ugh, alert fatigue. It's brutal. Imagine wading through an ocean of false positives every single day.
Exhaustive.
It's not just draining, it desensitizes people. It makes spotting the real attacks almost impossible because everything looks like noise. Huge drain on time, morale, just bad all around.
Which brings us back to people, doesn't it?
It does. And this is maybe the most unsettling part. The human element in breaches. We know, 68% of breaches are primarily caused by human action?
Still the biggest factor.
By far. But here's the kicker. Employee motivation to actually protect data, alarmingly low, just 24%.
24%. Ouch.
It's like asking someone to guard the fort when they're exhausted and don't really see why it matters so much. Plus, security training is often seen as ineffective, just box ticking.
Right.
And sometimes, let's be honest, business needs just push security concerns aside. Deadlines trump security steps. It all adds up.
Okay, so tool sprawl is a massive, multifaceted problem. Clearly feeding that paradox of more spending, more breaches. How do we start untangling this mess? What are the key trends and maybe more importantly, optimization strategies for 2025?
Well, the first major trend we really need to talk about is how generative AI is fundamentally reshaping data security programs.
Gen AI. It's everywhere. How's it impacting security specifically?
Gartner has a pretty stark prediction. By 2027, over 40% of AI-related data breaches will stem from improper use of Gen AI across borders.
40%. So it's not just the AI itself, but how we use it or misuse it.
Exactly. The mismanagement is the real threat. The challenge isn't just the tech. It's securing both structured data, like databases, and unstructured data, like documents or emails, which Gen AI can easily process and potentially leak.
And navigating regulations around AI use, selecting the right tools.
All of that. You need to navigate evolving rules, pick tools without overspending or leaving gaps. It's a very delicate balance to innovate safely.
So what should organizations actually do about this AI-driven risk? What are the concrete actions?
They need to look at their resources, their budgets, and reallocate them to support comprehensive data security that specifically accounts for AI. Meaning using tech to catalog, monitor, and govern all types of data that AI might touch. You need visibility into how AI is interacting with your information.
Is there a real-world example of this working well?
Yeah, actually, HCA Healthcare used AI itself to significantly improve their third-party risk management, TPRM.
Okay, vendor risk. How did AI help?
Instead of slow manual reviews of vendor security, AI helped them rapidly assess postures, flag potential risks, and just streamline what was a super labor-intensive process. Big gains in efficiency and scalability.
That makes sense.
No.
Using AI to manage AI-related risks in a way. Okay, trend number 2. New tech encouraging optimization. You stressed optimization, not just consolidation earlier. What's the nuance there?
Yeah, it's a crucial distinction. Optimization is the key. It's not just about having fewer tools, it's about having the right tools working together effectively.
So mix.
A healthy balance, yeah. Specialized point solutions, those best-in-class tools for specific jobs, alongside integrated platform solutions that give you that unified view.
Right.
But a word of caution. Beware of bundled products that claim to be platforms but are really just a collection of separate tools sold together. Those can actually increase your technical debt and complexity down the line.
So look for true integration, not just a bundle deal. Is that integration actually becoming easier, or is it still a pipe dream for many?
No, it's becoming much more real. Standards like the Open Cybersecurity Schema Framework, OCSF, are a game changer here.
OCSF, what's that do?
Think of it like a universal translator for security data. It lets different tools from different vendors speak the same language.
Ah, okay. That would make integration way easier.
Massively. Combine that with things like data fabric approaches, more accessible APIs. We're seeing real opportunities now to integrate even specialized point solutions into a cohesive security ecosystem.
That sounds really promising for tackling sprawl. So, action-wise, what should organizations focus on to enable this kind of optimization?
Focus on mitigating vendor lock-in wherever you can. Keep your options open.
Right.
Implement strong core security controls and secure configurations as your baseline. And prioritize building an architecture that supports data portability and future integrations. Think ahead.
Any examples of this approach working?
AF Group did a great job here. They optimized their tools not just by cutting numbers, but by focusing on interoperability, making sure tools could talk to each other. They focused on productivity, team performance, and strategically aligning their staff to manage that optimized tool set. It became a more cohesive, effective system.
Interoperability, key word there. Okay, trend 3 ties back to the human element we discussed. Threat exposure requires better security behavior and culture programs, FBCPs. Still critical.
Absolutely critical. It's often the weakest link if you ignore it.
Yeah.
Gartner has another interesting projection here.
Yeah.
By 2026, enterprises that combine Gen AI with integrated platforms in their SBCPs could see 40% fewer employee-driven security incidents.
40% fewer. That's huge. How do Gen AI and integrated platforms achieve that?
Yeah.
And what are the usual pitfalls with SBCPs today?
Well, the common pitfalls are things like generic, one-size-fits-all training that nobody pays attention to.
The annual click-through exercise.
Exactly. And poor security experiences, unclear rules, controls that block legitimate work, processes that are just annoying. These things actively discourage secure behavior.
So how does Gen AI help?
Gen AI can personalize training, deliver timely, context-specific nudges right when someone might be about to do something risky, and help identify high-risk behaviors for more targeted interventions. It shifts the focus from just passive awareness to active, reinforced behavior change.
So making it easier to be secure, understanding why it matters, not just telling people off.
Precisely. It's about influencing behavior positively. The actions organizations need to take. Build an SBCP strategic plan that actually aligns with the overall business strategy. Make it relevant.
Oh, wow.
Define your policy statements, make them clear, actionable expectations, don't use jargon, and crucially, focus your SBCP efforts on the riskiest employee behaviors. Look at past incidents, what keeps happening. Gen AI can help analyze that.
And maybe use some psychology, nudge theory.
Absolutely. Leveraging behavioral psychology, nudge theory, non-conventional tactics can be very effective in making the secure choice the easy default choice.
And this isn't just nice to have, is it? There are regulatory drivers too.
Big time. Global regulations like GDPR for data privacy, DORA for financial sector resilience, NIS2 for critical infrastructure, they all mandate stringent data protection, and that explicitly includes employee training and awareness programs.
So effective SBCPs are becoming non-negotiable from a compliance standpoint as well.
Completely non-negotiable.
Okay, so we've got the problem tool sprawl. We've got these trends, Gen AI driving, data security, tech optimization, better SBCPs. Now let's talk implementation. How do you actually build and execute a consolidated cybersecurity strategy that delivers real ROI? Seems like many orgs are trying this now.
They definitely are. As far back as 2022, 75% of organizations said they were actively pursuing security vendor consolidation.
3/4 of them.
Yeah, so it's not just theory anymore. It's a major strategic shift, largely driven by those frustrations with tool sprawl and the promise of, frankly, just making things work better.
What are the specific measurable benefits they're hoping to get? What does working better actually mean here?
Well, it directly tackles that paradox we started with. First, better threat detection and response because you have better data correlation from a unified platform, fewer blind spots.
Okay.
Second, significant cost reduction. You eliminate redundant tools, simplify maintenance, free up budget for other things. Third, enhanced visibility and control. A unified platform gives you a much clearer picture of your risk landscape. Fourth, simplified management. Your team spends less time wrestling with tools and more time on strategy.
Less tool wrangling, more security thinking.
Exactly. And finally, stronger compliance and risk management because you can enforce policies and generate reports centrally.
Okay, those are compelling benefits. But how do organizations actually do it? Is it always a massive rip and replace project?
Not necessarily. There are a few main approaches people take. One option is going all in with single vendor security suites.
A one-stop shop.
Right. That offers streamlined implementation, integrated systems. But the big risk there is vendor lock-in. You put all your eggs in one basket.
Okay, what's another way?
Another way is the best-of-breed integration approach. You pick the absolute best tool for each specific job.
Maximum flexibility and features.
Specialized excellence, yeah. But the downside is it can be really complex to integrate and manage all those best-of-breed tools. You might even accidentally recreate some of that sprawl if you're not careful.
All right, complexity creeps back in, so there must be a middle ground.
Precisely, the hybrid approach. This tries to balance simplicity with specialized needs. You might use a core platform for most things, but integrate specific external tools where they offer unique, critical value that the platform doesn't have.
So the right approach really depends on the organization.
Absolutely. It depends on their specific needs, what tech they already have, their risk tolerance, their team's skills.
Yeah.
There's no single right answer.
Okay, so for someone listening, maybe an IT or a security leader in an MSE thinking, okay, I need to do this. What's a practical step-by-step way to approach this transition?
Yeah.
From chaos to consolidation.
Right. Let's break it down. Step 1. Assess your current landscape. You have to know what you've got. Do a comprehensive audit. What tools, how effective are they, where are the gaps, and crucially, where's the redundancy?
Map it all out. Okay, then what?
Step 2. Define your security goals. What are you actually trying to achieve? Be specific. Is it cost reduction? Better threat detection? Easier compliance? Get clear objectives.
Then, based on those goals, step 3 is choose your strategy, right? Single vendor, best of breed, hybrid EMIR. Pick the one that aligns with those objectives and your long-term vision.
Exactly. Step 4. Evaluate and select vendors. And don't just look at features. Look hard at interoperability. Can it work with other things? Scalability, can it grow with you? Automation capabilities. And critically, what's their support like?
Good point. Support is key. Then step 5 must be planning the actual move.
Yeah, plan the migration. Don't try to do it all at once. Create a phased plan. Prioritize the most critical functions first and test new configurations in a controlled environment before you roll them out widely. Minimize disruption.
And step 6 involves the people again, doesn't it?
Absolutely crucial. Train your teams and end users. Make sure your security team knows how to manage the new platform effectively. And just as important, make sure your employees understand any new policies or best practices. Reinforce those SBCP efforts.
Makes sense. And finally, is it ever really done?
Never. Step 7 is monitor, optimize, and iterate. Cybersecurity is a continuous process. You have to constantly assess performance, update your policies, adapt to new threats, new technologies. It's an ongoing cycle.
Always evolving. Well, looking ahead then, how do you see these consolidation trends evolving further? What's next?
Well, I think AI-driven security automation will become even more central, making platforms smarter, more proactive.
Okay.
Zero trust will move from being a buzzword concept to just a standard operational model, how things are done.
Right.
We'll see continued growth in cloud-native solutions, obviously, and expansion of managed security service providers, MSSPs, as more orgs look to offload complexity.
Especially mid-sized ones, probably.
Especially mid-size, yeah. And tighter integration between security teams and IT operations teams, breaking down those traditional silos.
This all sounds like it needs really careful strategic budgeting, especially for those MSEs where, as you said, every dollar counts. How can they budget wisely for these big shifts?
This is so important. You absolutely must include your hands-on cybersecurity team members in the budget discussions.
Take them in the room.
Get them in the room, get their ground level perspective, understand their daily challenges, what tools frustrate them, what actually works, and crucially, get their buy-in on specific solutions you're considering.
Why is that buy-in so important?
Because it dramatically reduces that stress. We talked about the stress from having inadequate tools. And it improves budget accuracy because you're funding things that the team knows will actually make a difference.
Right.
And this is exactly where resources like our sponsors, www.CISOmarketplace.com and www.CISOmarketplace.services, can be so valuable.
How so?
They help bridge those gaps. They connect IT and security leaders directly with the right expertise, the right proven solutions, making those budgeting discussions much more productive and informed.
That's a brilliant point. Involve the team, use resources wisely. It ensures the budget actually solves real problems and empowers the people doing the work. Helps break that paradox.
Absolutely. It's about being strategic, proactive, and collaborative, not just throwing money reactively at the latest shiny object.
So let's wrap this deep dive up. The takeaway seems clear. Moving beyond just tool bloat, embracing a strategic, human-centric approach to cybersecurity. It's not just beneficial anymore, it's essential.
It really is. It's about optimization, integration, fostering that secure culture. It's not just about buying more tech.
It's about building a more resilient, more efficient security posture overall, getting more value, more security for the investment.
Precisely. Getting smarter, not just spending more.
Which brings us to our final provocative thought for you listening. Cybersecurity isn't just an IT issue. It's fundamental to business resilience, a key driver of long-term success. So think about this. What's one step, just one, you can take today to foster a more integrated and resilient security mindset within your own organization?
It's to one step to start. And remember, finding the right help, the right expertise and solutions for these complex challenges is critical. We really encourage you to explore resources like www.CISOmarketplace.com and www.CISOmarketplace.services for your cybersecurity needs.
That wraps up another deep dive. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for listening.
We'll see you next time.